Hey everybody, James with Optimal One Realty here with you again today. I figured we'd do something a little different and take you to some of the cool spots here in Claremont. So today I'm here at Palatlakaha Park. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I believe I am. And picked a bad day to come because the city's actually out here mowing right now. But I'm kind of away from it now. But this is actually one of my favorite spots. Just a little bit away from everything with the trees like this. I remember when I was younger, I would get up along that fence line and go all along these trees because they look super ancient. But yeah, as I said, the city is mowing today, so it may not be the best for sound quality, but we're gonna go with it. I always thought that this spot specifically always looked really cool and ancient looking. You see all the root systems of these huge oak trees, and it's hard to tell if this load of sticks here is put here by somebody or if they had actually fallen down. Just to get an idea of where I started, I did walk over here towards this empty section with the fence line over here. And just to my left is the grilling area with some nice spots to sit and have some food. And of course, there is a couple of grills anybody can come and use. And a pavilion, of course. You never know when it's going to rain. Half the time I come here, we have a thunderstorm and everybody huddles right under here, so it's good that they built this thing. This place is a little taste of real Florida, and Claremont's a pretty old town, but it's obviously growing like crazy now, but we obviously still try to preserve all the natural beauty in the lakes we got around here. And of course, right over here, we have the park. There's actually a pretty cool story that goes along with this park and why it is the way it is today. And I'll let you know in a little bit. So this is the park as it sits today. Swings here. And this is, I would say, the centerpiece of this whole thing. It's actually pretty cool. Even as an adult, these things are something that we all kind of want to climb. Don't know if it's the early human in us that wants to get to the top, but the cool thing about this is that if you climb up here to begin with, you've actually got kind of a course that you can take. And it's always changing, all the ropes. Come around to the corner, you can go right up here. Got a few choices here because you can go two separate ways. You can go to the left here and around to where I am. You can go to the right, take this route here. You still end up on this red netting here, all the way to the end. If you end up wanting to branch out right here, get to this point, you can take these steps to the monkey bars. Because every modern playground has to have monkey bars, right? Not this thing here. There's even little climbing stones so that you can get to the top for the braver children, which was not me at that age. Of course, you have a staircase which will lead you up to the main slide. This slide is no joke. This actually goes pretty fast. For what I've seen, I've never been down it. Maybe one day. The only question I really have is, what is this thing? Can anybody let me know what this is? It's not a slide. And it doesn't look like something you could easily climb up. And it moves back and forth like this. Is that supposed to happen? Let me know. Got a kind of a spinning ring here. You can kind of walk along it and it'll move around with you. So it's kind of a challenge to stay on your feet. These things, I don't even know. You just stand on it and wobble around. And of course, if you want to throw up, you can sit in these things and have somebody spin you around. Your typical seesaw. I guess it's kind of atypical. I've never seen one look just like that with the springs. And then some more swings for infants. And here we go with the mowing. Here's the park rules and regulations. And you do have bathrooms here, luckily, and a water fountain. So you're never too far away from what you gotta do. This is a little thing I've never really noticed before, but I'm guessing that these would be the companies that funded this. I am going to skip a little bit of the park over there just because the city is doing what they gotta do and blowing off all the pavement right now. So I'm gonna take you down what I think is the coolest part of this place, and that's this dock that goes out to Lake Palatlakaha. You can see what I mean by old Florida. It's just incredible out here. It's a pretty long walk down to the lake. It's a couple minutes, but I have seen alligators here before. Don't know if we'll see them right now. It'd be cool if we did. Usually when you get out to the water, you can start to see, you know, painted turtles and some different birds, things like that. So I guess while I'm walking out here, I'll tell you a little bit about the story of the old Park Palace playground there. So back in 1991, which is before I was alive or even living in this country, but I've heard the stories and read the news articles. But yeah, back in 1991, a group of residents around here decided they needed a playground for the kids, so they ended up raising $55,000 to build it themselves. And the cool thing about it is it was a real community event. So they ended up going to the Claremont and Mineola elementary schools and having the kids kind of help design it. And I've even read that the kids even came and helped build it in some fashion. So I know some people around here have memories of that, and it's really cool. And I'll put up some pictures of that old park now, but it was like a really cool wooden structure of towers and all these secret, you know, entrances and stuff. And I did get a chance to see it before they took it down, but brings it to the next part of back in 2016, they did a bunch of inspections on it, and it turns out it was deemed not safe to have kids on this playground anymore. Yeah, there was a lot of rot and I think some termite damage, so the city ended up deciding to bulldoze it. So it met its demise to the bulldozer. It lost its battle, and the city ended up replacing it with the park you see today. A lot of people had different feelings about this. I'm sure a lot of people wish that the old park was still up and they refurbished it and kept it going, but I also read that even if they did do the work that needed to be done to keep it going, it would still only have a life of about 15 years. So I feel like inevitably it would have had to come down eventually, but it's a great story. It's a Claremont classic. So, you know, goodbye to the old Park Pals, but out with the old, in with the new. Obviously, I love the old wooden structure. It looked super cool, but I've had my nieces and nephews out here recently, and they love this current park, and they had a great time climbing around, so I can't complain. And this is the payoff you get for walking down at the dock here. Looks like they've been replacing some wood recently. Yeah, usually down here I can see some turtles or sometimes some little alligators. Not seeing any right now. Who knows, maybe we will. On the other side here. Oh, I thought that was an alligator right there for a second. That long. Anyway, coming out here, so this is Lake Palatlakaha. You got some amazing views out on this dock. It's not a very big lake, but it is connected to the Claremont chain of lakes. And so over here, you can see an osprey right there, just flying to the right. These trees are incredible. So yeah, if you look straight out, this is Lake Palatlakaha. If you go to the right here, that's Emerald Lakes Mobile Village. And if you go through there on your boat, in fact, right down there, you probably can't see it on there, but there's a passageway that will take your boat right through to Lake Mineola. And on the left here, you go down to your left, you're gonna reach Lake Minnehaha. And they're two of the larger lakes we got around here, and super popular for water sports, fishing. I mean, we got some of the best lakes in the country here. It's crazy seeing some of these upturned trees. This one's just head over heels. It's crazy the power of some of the storms we get. If you look right in the center of the screen, you can see a little painted turtle, not fully grown. Looks like he's trying to eat some of the algae off the log. I really love this spot because it's usually not too crowded, and if I ever have people coming to visit that don't know the area very well, I like to take them here because it's very easy to get to, and you do get a real feel of, you know, out in the wilderness, even if it's just for a few minutes. And if they got kids, then it's a plus because there's a park here. Hear the birds up here. Bird watching here is quite a big deal as well, but I couldn't tell you what most of the birds are. You wouldn't want to be out here at night, I can tell you that. Be eaten alive. While I can't see any now, I would recommend always looking down here where it's a little marshy. This is generally where the baby alligators like to hang out. Can't see any today though. Absolutely beautiful this morning. I'm going through a very hot June so far, but this morning isn't too bad, which I'm very grateful for. I'm coming back out to the park now. Looks like they are done with the loud stuff, so I'll show you the rest of it. And get this out here now that it's not too loud. It says, "Welcome to the city of Claremont's Palatlakaha Boardwalk." This is an 800-foot scenic boardwalk through a natural wetland area offering a unique look at our natural habitat. And then that's the entrance right now. Coming out of the boardwalk, get a good view of everything that we've already seen over on the left here. We do have a volleyball area, which is pretty cool. And then this is more of a classic little play jungle gym. It's a little bit older, as you can tell. But of course the main draw is still the 2016 refurb of everything here. Well, I guess you can't call it a refurbishment if they just knocked it all down, so it's the brand new park. And the parking lot's right there. So head back up here. And then the park down there, just came up the hill. It's a little shortcut into the recreational area. We got some batting cages over here. I think that's really cool to have access to all the time. And we got baseball field. And even some bleachers back there to watch the games. Got some batting practice going on over here. It's cool to see it all get used. Yeah, these are the batting cages. Really cool to have access to whenever you want. And just since I'm at the top of the hill next to the recreation area, see the whole kind of layout over here. So you got the soccer field down there, you got a squash court right there, and the pavilion and the park, and the city's mowing. Well, that's just about it for Palatlakaha Park. Really appreciate you watching to the end. I definitely recommend coming here if you've got any family or especially any kids, because there's a lot of cool stuff to see. And yeah, I'll try and make this a more regular thing because I had a lot of fun filming this and hanging out here. So see you guys next time.